Hi, I'm back for another pick a card reading, and this time, as the title says, it is what are your best qualities? So if you're going through a rough time right now and just needed a little pick-me-up, this is the perfect reading for you. And yeah, let's just get into it. I'm gonna give you a close-up of the stones, but just a little disclaimer, if some of the messages don't resonate with you, obviously you have a good idea of the kind of person you are and what your strengths and weaknesses are, and hopefully there will be no reversal, so I won't have to like talk about weaknesses or like the negative side of the cards, like only like we're just focusing on the positive for this reading. But if you feel that any of the messages don't resonate, feel free to pick another pile, and just let the messages that do resonate with you. The whole pile may not resonate with you as it's a general reading, but I hope you do feel like the pile is speaking to you, whichever one you choose. And also, I mean, maybe you might find some messages or some traits that you weren't even aware that you had, or it might make you realize some things about yourself, which is always a really nice thing, and it's super validating to hear. So yeah, all right, that's just my little disclaimer, and let's get into it now. So there are 4 piles. That's pile 1, pile 1 with the Angelite, pile 2 with the Rose Quartz, pile 3 with the Rainbow Moonstone, and pile 4 with the weird-looking Amethyst. Wait, let me show you a close-up of the stones. So this is pile 1. That's pile 2. That's pile 3. And that is pile 4. Yeah. So just take a minute, clear your head, take a few deep breaths, and see which stone really resonates with you or kind of catches your attention. Just trust your gut and pick whichever one, even if it's just the one that catches your eye first, then go for it. All right. So if you picked the Angelite stone, this blue one here in pile 1, I just wanted to talk briefly about what the stones, the crystals, represent. So, Angelite is really good for, relieving anxiety, bringing more peace into your life, and heightening your intuition. So if you feel like this is something that you kind of need in your life right now, then that might be why you picked this stone. All right, so let's get into your cards. So I just moved them up, so there's a little more space. But your first card is the wolf. You've got the buffalo. All right, they're so pretty. Like, I can't get over how beautiful the illustrations are. You've got the horse. You've got the spider. And for your Neo Tarot cards, you have, ooh, sneak peek. You've got the 5 of Cups, the Tower. You have, okay, I'm just, you've got the 8 of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords. All right, 6 of Swords and the Devil. All right, so firstly, looking at your, what's it called? Spirit animal cards first. You've got all earth cards, so like the little triangle at the top of the cards, they're all like of the earth element in that deck, which is it's divided into like different elements, which is really like cool. So firstly, you might be an earth sign, so that's Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. You've got the Devil here, which is Capricorn, and the 8 of Pentacles, which is sorry, my phone just won't focus. Please focus. All right. The 8 of Pentacles, which is, again, Earth, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You've got the swords here, the 6 of Swords, which is air signs. So you might have Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini in your chart somewhere. And you've got the 5 of Cups, which is water signs. So that is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I'm getting more Earth, definitely. So if you have any of those placements, so, you know, a strong placement of Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Sorry, I'm gonna stop talking about the signs in a second. But yeah, if you've got any one of those placements in your chart, that might be another kind of point of resonance for you. Resonance, is that the right term? I don't know. All right. So, getting into it, with the wolf spirit, I'm seeing that you're someone who's quite, one of your best traits is that you are kind of an inherent leader. You are someone who's very protective of your family, your friends, so kind of like, you know, the leader of the pack. You might have this kind of like firstborn complex where it's like you feel like you have the weight of your family and your loved ones, your friends kind of riding on your shoulders all the time, which is like kind of what's the word? Kind of collaborated? No, that's, why can't I speak English? Affirmed by the Devil card, because that's a Capricorn energy and that's a very Capricorn trait. So you might feel like you have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, and therefore you are a very responsible person. You always put people's needs first. You are very kind of, I'm so sorry I cut off. It was just really bothering me how, like, my phone won't focus this time, but let's just roll with it. So as I was saying, you are the kind of person that is very much always catering towards everyone that they care about and making sure that their needs are met, and just kind of being very watchful of them. So I feel like you embody this kind of like, you know, father figure for a lot of people in your life. You are someone who has a lot of expectation riding on you. I feel like you have maybe this pressure to kind of fulfill those expectations as well, because you are seen as someone who sets the example in your kind of like circle of people that you surround yourself with. You kind of set the tone for everything. You lead them. And you invest a lot of trust in people. Like I said, you're very loyal as well, which is a really great trait to have. You're not the kind of person to ever stab someone in the back or betray someone, because I feel like that is something that when that happens to you causes a lot of pain because of your immense trust in people. So it does kind of leave you a little shaken, and a little distraught when people do that to you. Naturally, it would hurt or upset anyone, but I feel like it hits you really hard because you invest a lot of trust into your relationships, which is kind of what it's like, what's represented by the Buffalo card. The Buffalo card is kind of someone who is very trusting of their process, or, you know, the way that their life is turning out, their relationships. If they're ever met by any obstacles, they're just like, well, whatever I'm encountering down the road is just going to make me a stronger person. So like I said, with the wolf as well, because you have this kind of leader energy, you embody or try to embody a lot of kind of this position of strength. Like, you like to show and really make sure that you are an emotionally strong person, that you can tackle any situation that you encounter. And the buffalo is just kind of like, well, whatever is here to kind of, you know, hinder my path or hinder the progress I'm making is only going to help me in the long run, because it's going to teach me how to overcome these things, how to tackle these things. So I feel like you're a very kind of goal-oriented person as well, because with the horse, you're someone who literally, so the horse is something, or someone, an animal. The horse is basically an energy that is full of momentum, full of drive, full of energy. It will charge relentlessly towards whatever or wherever its destination is. Nothing can kind of knock it down or slow it down. And with the buffalo and the horse together, it's basically like, you may encounter hindrances, but they never hold you back. They only kind of strengthen your position or your perspective, and kind of, they might change your direction a little bit, but they will never be able to kind of deter you or deviate you from your overarching goal. And with the spider as well, like, that's again reinforcing this idea that, reinforcing, that's the word I was looking for before, but reinforcing this image of you as this person that is essentially very kind of protective and caring for the people around them. So like, you weave this web of protection for the people in your life. Your goals may be kind of linked to not only this pressure to feel like you need to succeed and overcome the challenges that you face to set a good example for others, but also just because you feel like you need to provide for people and you want to be able to be dependable for the people in your life. You want to show them that the loyalty comes with dependability. You want to cater to their kind of problems and maybe even provide for them financially. Maybe that's why you're such a driven person, and so focused and determined, with the horse and the devil spirit as well. The devil spirit, sorry, the devil card, it's telling me that you have a lot of drive and determination. You may even become kind of obsessed with your goals and achieving whatever it is that you're aiming to achieve next. Another thing I forgot to mention though with the spider, because this is all very earthly, and even though you're a very grounded person, or, well, I mean, that's what the cards are saying, that you are a very grounded person. The spider is also very creative. Like, look at this, like, amazing rainbow web that it's, like, weaving. You have a lot of creative energy and creative ideas. You are very kind of dedicated to the process and putting in the time and the effort into getting where you need to go. So even though you're charging full on with speed, you're also capable of taking a step back and just writing out the process of getting to that place. You're very self-assured in the sense that you know that no matter what happens, you are going to achieve your goal. So there is this kind of sense of inner confidence. Hopefully not because there's too much pressure riding on your shoulders, but there is this kind of knowing that I have the means and the capability to oversee or achieve whatever it is that I want to. And that's kind of, again, compounded by the Eight of Pentacles here. So the Eight of Pentacles basically talks about someone who's in it for the long haul. They're very determined. They have a consistent drive. They're very focused. And they put in a lot of effort into whatever they put their mind on, whatever they set their mind on. And they may not necessarily get recognition for that all the time from their loved ones or their family. Like I said, you know, your goals may be to cater to your close ones, and with the wolf, again, you're kind of this leader, but people don't really understand how much work and effort you put in to kind of maintain this image and maintain that drive, but eventually there will be a payoff in your life, because with this kind of energy, like I said, you know it, and I'm just saying it again, there's no way that you can't achieve what you put your mind to. So looking more at the Neo Tarot cards, the other thing that I wanted to say with the Spider Spirit and the Five of Swords, you're someone who has a lot of ambition as well. You have all this drive, but you're not just going around aimlessly. You know where you're going. I feel like I keep on repeating myself. I'm so sorry. But you have a lot of drive. You're always looking to the next goal. You're always trying to figure out what to achieve next, and you might even be a little bit of a daydreamer despite having all of this grounded energy and this kind of what am I even saying? Sorry, I keep on losing my train of thought. But you have a lot of grounded energy, and despite that, you're someone who has this creative side that kind of leads you to be a little bit of a daydreamer. You're someone that considers a lot of possibilities regarding what you want to do, and yeah, you just are someone that has the tools to kind of cross the river to their destination, despite all the challenges you face. So that's just kind of, again, being, I just can't find the words, I'm so sorry, being reinforced by these cards. So looking at the Tower and the Five of Cups as well, what I'm seeing is that you're someone who, again, I know I'm just repeating the messages, but it's crazy how well that these fit together. So with the Tower, you might be someone that has kind of undergone a lot of upheaval in their life, but you always pick yourself up. So I think what I'm trying to say is that you're someone who has a lot of resilience, despite kind of being hurt emotionally, or, you know, just kind of overwhelmed by the challenges that you might come across sometimes. You are able to kind of just appreciate that you still have things going for you, that you still have open doors and opportunities available to you, that you can still make the best out of your situation. And you might be someone that needs to take some time to withdraw and really process the hurt and the pain, or just the disappointment. I'm getting that you're someone that doesn't handle disappointment very well, because like I said, you just have very high expectations of yourself, which, by the way, go easy on yourself. Like, you seem like a very go-getter kind of person, and just make sure that you're taking care of yourself. That's just a little side note. And it's okay to relax sometimes, so maybe that's why, like, you pick the Angelite, but you are someone that will always be able to pick yourself up from the Tower moments that you face and adapt in that way. So whatever kind of causes upheaval, or whatever new situation that you find yourself in, you're quick to kind of adapt to your surroundings. You're quick to be able to kind of spin your new web, and start rebuilding the foundations of whatever you want to rebuild, basically. So yeah, that is what I got for your pile. You sound like an awesome person, and yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. If this resonated with you at all, please comment and subscribe, and yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye. So if you picked pile number 3, which is the Rose Quartz, so Rose Quartz is associated with anything to do with love and harmony in your relationship, so whether that be platonic or familial love, or just love with another person, Rose Quartz is really good for that, and seeing the beauty in things. So if you feel like you need a little bit of that in your life, or feel like that's something that you have a lot of in your life, that might be why you picked Rose Quartz. But let's get into your reading, pile 2. Alright, so your animal oracle cards are, ooh, okay. You've got the golden egg, alright. You've got the panther, okay. The cosmic egg, and the black egg, okay. Alright, well, I promise you, I shuffled these cards. I definitely did. I was not expecting this. This is awesome, that you've gotten these 3 cards in, like, your reading already, because, basically the way the Animal Spirit deck works is that they kind of go in order of, like, energy, so, like, the whole deck is about this kind of evolution of energy, and I think the Cosmic Egg is, like, the highest, like, most evolved energy that you can get in the entire deck. So, the fact that these are all, like, consecutive cards and you've gotten them in your reading, like 3 out of 4 cards, definitely speaks volumes about the message and the kind of importance of the message that the cards are trying to convey. But alright, let's just look at your Neo Tarot cards before we get into it. So you've got the Page of Cups, you've got the Lovers. That's so coincidental that you got the Lovers with, like, the rose quartz stone. That's really cool. Alright, you've got the Page of Wands, and you've got the 5 of Swords, and your last card is the High Priestess. Oh, crap, sorry. Alright, so basically, to get into it, just give me a second, because this is a loaded reading. This is awesome. Alright, so let's start off with your animal spirit card. So like I said, the Cosmic Egg is the most evolved card you can get. So like the highest, most kind of like refined energy, sorry, that you could possibly get in the entire deck. So it's someone that is kind of completed their spiritual process or cycle, someone who's kind of very in tune with themselves, and the other cards kind of provide further testament to that. So with the golden egg, I'm seeing that you're someone who is very kind of in tune with themselves. You have very, very heightened intuition. You tend to go into yourself a lot and just kind of figure out what the best path is for you, what you really think, what you really feel. You're constantly putting your emotions first because to you, there is no kind of higher truth. You are the kind of person who, one of your best qualities is that you are kind of very self-assured of yourself because you do a lot of kind of soul searching and a lot of kind of sitting with yourself or just kind of trying to figure out what your purpose is or just, you know, how you feel, which is very kind of valuable to our, you know, daily lives. I feel like you're basically what I'm trying to say is that you're someone who's very connected with themselves because you're constantly doing the work to kind of stay in touch, in tune with yourself. And that's really important because nowadays I feel like everyone is just kind of distracted by what they need to do to get through the day, and they don't necessarily pay enough attention to kind of more like developing themselves and kind of figuring out who they really are. Like, does this make me happy? The job I'm in, the relationships I'm in, is it really serving my highest self? And I feel like you're someone that is constantly looking into yourself and questioning yourself so that you can make the best choices for yourself. So you're someone who is very self-assured, basically. And with the black egg, I'm also seeing that because you are constantly looking into yourself and constantly kind of seeking these answers within yourself, because you know that you have the answers to kind of all the problems, you know, like the solutions to all the problems that you come across in your life, or, you know, the crossroads you face in your life. You know that if you can like just reflect and sit with yourself a little more, then you can figure out the best outcome for you. But the black egg is basically a kind of further refinement of this energy where it becomes more external. The golden egg is someone that's kind of like hibernating and kind of withdrawing into themselves to figure themselves out. And the black egg is someone that can communicate that energy externally. You're someone who, because you know yourself so well, you're very good at articulating what you feel, what your opinions are. So you may be a very opinionated person and have no problem with self-expression. I feel like you're a very individualistic person, because not necessarily as in like you are detached from people or detached from the community of people that you surround yourself with. It's just that you're very sure of your place in that community. And you do have this kind of sense of unity with your friends, your family, but at the same time, you're very much someone that stands in their own power. So the black egg is basically someone that is just very clear in their communication. They're very much a truth seeker. So the golden egg is kind of an energy that kind of that looks for their inner truth. And the black egg is the energy of a person that's seeking the truth in a situation. You're kind of someone, because you spend so much time kind of deliberating and thinking through what you really want out of life, you understand how valuable your time is, and you're very kind of aware of your own power, which is kind of embodied by the high priestess energy, which just won't focus. I'm really sorry I said this in pile 1, but like my phone's just not focusing today. But yeah, so with the black egg, you're someone that might be you might be in the public eye, because you're just so good at communicating your ideas. You are very good with your speech, so you may be into public speaking. And also you might, because you spend so much time looking into yourself, if you have any creative talents, you are very kind of good at channeling them, because you have a lot of clarity regarding what you want to say. I know I'm continually repeating the same things, but you have a lot of clarity regarding what you think and feel, so you're very, very good at kind of I can't speak, channeling that into more creative mediums, like, I don't know, music or poetry. The Page of Cups is, ooh, wrong card. The Page of Cups is a very poetic person, and we'll get on to that in a second, but you're very good at just anything creative, basically, like art or anything. So if that's something that you haven't explored, I definitely recommend that you do so. But yeah, you're also a very spiritual person. So, the cosmic, I get, ugh. Sorry, I just cannot speak today. The cosmic egg is someone that is very kind of spiritually inclined. So just as the black egg is kind of searching for the truth of the situation, of the matter, you're someone that is kind of seeking out deeper meaning in everything. You're always contemplating what something is trying to teach you, what a certain situation is trying to teach you, or what are the connections between, everything that you are surrounded by. You're very much, I wouldn't be surprised if you're very kind of intuitive, and I think I've already said that, but yeah, you must be a very intuitive person, a very spiritually inclined person as well. And someone that is very willing to share that with their community. So that might be a good trait of yours. And then with the Panther Spirit, as I've already said, you're someone that values your time a lot, because you've been taking a lot of time out with the golden egg to kind of refine your energy and be really clear about the kind of image that you want to project out, or the kind of place you want to assume within people's lives. And so you're also a very discerning and fierce person, like the panther itself. Like, look at that. It's growling, it's fierce, it's defensive, it's protective of its own energy. You are very able to cut out situations or people that aren't serving your highest good. If you feel that something has been a kind of very draining experience for you, or is just something that is detracting from your overall energy, then you are very good at just getting rid of that and moving on, because you have places to go, you have things to see, and you're like, I'm just not going to deal with that. That's not for me anymore. And I've gained whatever I can gain out of that situation, and there's just no progress being made here. I don't want to be stuck in the stagnant energy, which is kind of compounded by the five, please focus, Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is someone that, again, like, look, she's holding up that sword. She's kind of watching as this person walks away. She's very kind of, not demanding, but just very kind of, I have certain standards. If you don't meet those, then you don't have a place in my life, because you've done all of this work to kind of make yourself the person that you are now. You don't have any time for someone that is going to waste your time, basically. So again, you're very good at cutting people out and picking out, seeing what's best for you, basically. So you know what works for you and you know what doesn't. So there's this kind of sense of like power and wisdom that comes with these cards, which is again embodied by the High Priestess, because the High Priestess speaks about someone who is very wise because they've done a lot of soul searching. The High Priestess is also someone that's quite mysterious, because like I said, they don't just openly give out their energy. They're kind of like, you have to earn it. I'm not saying that you're a hostile person, but you're someone that may not open up immediately to people, because you're like, well, I want to surround myself with people that are on my level, that have that same kind of knowing or have put in the same amount of work into developing myself, developing themselves as I have. So the High Priestess is a very wise person, so you may be very wise. People might come to you for advice quite a lot, because the people that you do surround yourself with, you are very caring towards them. You're very kind of giving. So with the Lovers, like I said, this is kind of talking about seeing the beauty in people and seeing the beauty in things. So you have this ability to kind of pick out the best in people, basically, is what I'm trying to say overall. So that's a really good trait of yours. And bring out the best in people, encourage people when you see potential in them, and kind of spread love and awareness in your community, basically. So going back to the High Priestess, though, you are someone that is just basically very kind of someone who stands in their power, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, so with the Page of Cups, I keep on reaching to the wrong card, I'm so sorry. But with the Page of Cups, you're also someone that is very kind of emotionally giving. So maybe that's why also you are kind of someone that isn't quick to let people in, because you have a lot to give. You have a lot of overflowing emotion, a lot of love. You, even though you are this kind of fierce person who's quick to cut people out if they are taking unright, like draining you, basically, you have this kind of overflowing, not overflowing, but just flowing cup of emotion. So you like to make sure that the people that you do give your attention to and your care to, because it's such a high quality level of care, you like to make sure that these people are actually worthy of your time. And also you're, again, like I said, you're a very creative person. So if you, okay, this is tying in with the black egg, you're a very creative person. You're very kind of idealistic. You have a lot of drive. You're very excited by things. Like I said, you see the beauty in a lot of things. So you're kind of this very youthful person as well, although you have a lot of wisdom, which kind of would, you know, indicate someone like an old soul kind of person. You also have this very youthful energy where it's just kind of like, I just want to explore everything I can. I just want to take as much as I can from my time in this life, you know? I want to live my life to the fullest. And yeah, you're just very childlike and youthful and have this like fun, bubbly energy that is like, let's go explore, let's do new things, let's create new experiences. So yeah, that is the kind of reading I got for you. That sounded awesome, and yeah, it's just, this was a really weird reading. This is definitely something that I'm gonna remember, but yeah, if you resonated with any of this, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. But have a wonderful day. Bye! Okay, so for everyone that picked Pile 3 with the Rainbow Moonstone, so the Rainbow Moonstone is a really good stone for self-confidence and intuition. I feel like every crystal is just good for intuition. I keep on saying that, but yeah. This is your pile, so let's get into it. Oh, so maybe if self-confidence is something that you feel you already have, or something that you need more of in your life, then this is the stone for you. Alright, so let's get into your animal spirit cards. So first you have the Nightingale, you have the Dragon, you have the Tiger, and the Tiger is one of my favorite cards. Like, I've said this, I feel like I've said this so many times, but I can't get over the illustration. It's amazing. And then you have the Unicorn. So let's get into your Neo Tarot cards. So we've got the Emperor. Okay. We've got the King of Wands. So there's like a lot of fire energy in this pile. We've got the Ten of Cups. The Eight of Wands, another fire card. The Strength. Again, fire, and the Page of Swords. I think two one more card popped out for this pile than I had intended to pull, so yeah, let's get into it. Like I've already said, you've got a lot of fire energy. So the Emperor represents Aries. You've got the King of Wands, which is all fire signs. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and Eight of Wands again. And then you've got the Strength. I keep on saying the Strength. You've got the Strength card, which is Leo, and you've got some water. So that's the Ten of Cups there, which is Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. And you've got the Page of Swords, which is air. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So if you have any of those placements in your chart, could be Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, anything that's like a dominant part of your chart, then this is the reading for you. That might be a little confirmation for you. So, all right, let's get into it. So from your animal spirit cards, I'm seeing that you, with the Nightingale spirit, are someone that's very humble. You have a lot of talent. So the Nightingale is someone that is very musically inclined. If you think about the actual Nightingale bird, I mean, they have a beautiful bird song, and they're known for it. But you may not be very kind of vocal. See what I did there? Vocal. About your talents. So you might be a very humble person. And I feel like, again, with the dragon and the tiger, you're someone that kind of lurks in the shadows. I mean, not really lurks in the shadows, but you're kind of someone that doesn't put themselves out there. Isn't someone that's very flashy and like, hey, look at me, look at all I can do. You're very kind of, you know how talented you are. You have an element of self-confidence with the Leo card, Strength, but you don't feel the need to flaunt it, or seek external validation for it, basically. So you are someone that kind of just keeps to themselves in that manner. You are fire. I mean, I'm getting a lot of fire energy, so I'm not saying that you're on the more introverted side. You could be, but I do think you are overall a social person. But you're very much someone that's kind of like in their own energy. You don't feel the need to kind of put yourself out there. You're very kind of content and fulfilled with who you are. And the Ten of Cups does specifically talk about contentedness and fulfillment. So the Ten of Cups is a card of abundance. I feel like you're someone that's very optimistic and appreciative of everything that you do have in your life, which is affirmed by the dragon and the unicorn spirit, because the dragon is someone that sees the beauty in everything. They're kind of omniscient, I cannot speak, omniscient presence. They kind of see everything, and they're always able to transform anything that might appear kind of mediocre or dismal to someone else into something very beautiful, which ties in with the Nightingale's creative energy. You're able to kind of draw inspiration from literally everything around you. And the Page of Swords as well, you have this very kind of curious energy. You're always seeking answers. You're always kind of looking for new solutions. You're always looking for the deeper meanings in things, and you're always trying to expand your horizons by trying to learn as much as you can from whatever the situation you've been put in is like. And with the unicorn as well, that is basically speaking of that curiosity that you have, this kind of need to question everything. Like, what is the connection between all these things that are happening in my life, or all the things that I'm seeing? You're very kind of always seeking for a deeper meaning. And you might be very intuitive as well. And someone who's just kind of like, has kind of like a radar for, I just can't articulate it. Radar for just the positive. You're always able to see the silver lining in all your situations, and you're always able to kind of uplift others as well. So with the King of Wands, you're kind of this very passionate and compassionate, again with the Ten of Cups, because Ten of Cups and Strength talks about compassion. you're this very compassionate, uplifting, motivating person. And with the strength card as well, like if you literally look at the card, again, this is such a beautiful illustration, and I really love that this deck incorporates, kind of reverses the gender roles in this deck and really incorporates different kind of views of the traditional tarot deck. So like just a much more modern take on the tarot deck, the Rider-Waite tarot deck, which I really love. But my point was, sorry, strength, with the strength card, she's petting the lion. She's just kind of giving it love and compassion and taking care of it. So it's kind of like you have a lot of inner strength. So you're a very strong person. That's one of your best qualities, and you're able to use that to uplift and take care of others. On the other hand as well, with the Tiger Spirit and the Emperor, what's kind of popping out to me is that you're someone who is kind of like a leader as well. So this kind of ties in to both pile 1 and pile 2, in the sense that with pile 1, there was a strong kind of vibe of someone that has leadership qualities. But with you, it's kind of more a natural thing. It just comes to you. You tend to be someone that people can depend on or rely on, and you are very good at kind of steering situations towards a positive direction. You're very good at kind of guiding people, like with the unicorn, the moon in the background. You're very good at just kind of guiding people towards the right answer or whatever it might be that they need to see. And the difference between this pile and pile 1, though, is that you're not, again, like I said, super blatant about it. You are not someone that kind of pushes their authority onto people. People just naturally gravitate to you for leadership and for inspiration, and for just your tidbits of kind of spiritual wisdom, because like I said, with the dragon and the unicorn, I feel like you're a highly intuitive person, and combined with your curiosity about things, you might be very spiritually inclined and someone that's always willing to share and impart that knowledge with the people that are seeking those answers, basically. So what else have we got? Yeah, with the emperors, oh, the other thing I wanted to say with, like, the difference between this and pile 2 as well is that although you're very confident and self-assured, you're very, very kind of, I would say this is a much more gentle version of pile 2. Like, you're very compassionate, you're very caring, you're very giving, but it's kind of like you're not gonna push that energy on people. People just know and get that vibe from you, and people know that you're the one to come to for just support and guidance. So like with the strength card, because Leo is basically, I mean, Leos are known to be very flashy and kind of like the show-offs of the zodiac, but I mean, not gonna lie, I feel like Leos tend to have something to back that up, but I feel like this is a very muted version of that. You're kind of like, I know my capabilities, I don't feel the need to, you know, explain myself or introduce myself. It's kind of like people already know who you are, so you have a very kind of subtle presence, but it's still a very strong one. And a very kind of feminine presence as well. So, don't like take, when I talk about feminine and masculine energies, don't take that literally. You could be a guy, but you just embody this kind of caring, maternal, compassionate energy. So with the 8 of Wands as well, the other thing I want to say is that you are also a very ambitious person. So, like I said, you have these like innate leadership qualities within you, and these leadership qualities combined with your curiosity and just ability to kind of take a step back and really see a situation for what it is. So get an overview of the situation. Like I said, this is kind of like an all-seeing card, so you kind of see the whole picture, but you're also able to see the connections and the positive things between the lines, so you're able to read between the lines, and those are great traits for success, basically. It means that you're very capable and well equipped to kind of achieve your goals. And you are an ambitious person, so like these 8 arrows shooting upwards, which I love because in the Rider-Waite deck they shoot downwards, and I feel like this kind of speaks of you kind of having an upwards trajectory, like you achieving things, you setting new goals, and kind of always seeing what else it is that you can achieve. Is that's always there, basically. I forgot how I started that sentence, so I'm sorry if that didn't make sense. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that you're very well equipped to kind of achieve your goals, and you've got kind of the means to back up your ambition, even though there isn't any earth, like, represented here, and fire is kind of, the fire element is kind of seen as, like, very creative and very, fiery, obviously, very kind of quick to start new projects, but not necessarily having the follow through. I feel like you do have an element of that ability to kind of follow through, but it's a much more kind of laid back energy than you see in pile 1, where it's like, I have to do this, I'm gonna charge towards my goals. You're someone who is so kind of self-assured, and just confident in your own abilities, that you just feel like things will gradually come to you. And things do. I wouldn't be surprised if you're a very good manifester, or you are someone that just is seen as very lucky. But yeah, that's kind of the energy that I'm getting from this pile. So those are all wonderful personality traits to have. So I hope you enjoy this reading, and if you did and it resonated with you, please like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Okay, so if you picked pile number 4, or this amethyst stone, then this is the reading for you. Firstly, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the stone, and so that you can use it as like a confirmation as to whether this is the right pile for you. So amethyst is, yep, you guessed it, really good for heightening your intuition, because it's a really good stone for gaining mental clarity and getting more in tune with your spiritual side. So yeah, that's what amethyst is for. It's also really good for overcoming addictions, which I just found out. So if you feel like any of that is something that you have been dealing with recently, or you are kind of occupied with, then this is the stone for you. So let's get into your reading. So we'll start off with your animal spirit cards, if they want to come out. Okay, there we go. So we have we have the crocodile, we have the fire ant, we have the firefly, and we have the hawk. I love how there's like just a theme of red running through these cards. And then for your Neo Tarot cards, we have the Ace of Pentacles. That's amazing. That's like the best card, in my opinion, to get in like the original tarot deck. You have the Nine of Swords. You have the Three of Cups. That's great. You have the Eight of Swords, and you have the Hanged Woman. Alright, so off the bat, I am getting a lot of air energy. So you have got some earth here, so that's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But all the swords cards are, sorry. I'm just like, I really, like, whenever I sit down to film, like, I just cannot bring my thoughts out. I just can't speak them. I'm really sorry about that. But this is, so swords energy is air, so that's air, not Aries, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And the Hanged Woman, I mean, it's not associated with any star sign, but I've always thought that this was very kind of, because it's talking about being in your head, basically, and so for me, that's air. And then, obviously, we've got, like the hawk and the firefly, which are both kind of represented by the air element in the animal spirit deck. But yeah, we've also got the Three of Cups, which is water, so that's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So if you have any, and the crocodile, which is also water, and fire ant is fire. So if you got any of those placements in your natal chart, then that might be another confirmation for you that this is your reading, but let's get into it. So with the crocodile spirit and the hawk spirit, and the hanged woman, I feel like you're a planner. So, one of your strengths and one of the best things about you is that you can take a step back, really see the situation for what it is, like holistically, because the hawk is someone that just kind of soars above, has an eagle eye view of the entire situation. You're someone that can take a step back, see the big picture, and really, really take the time to patiently plan your next move. So, the crocodile is talking about patience, kind of waiting for the right time to strike, kind of lurking in the water, just kind of watching the situation unfold. So you're very good at, I would say, timing your actions, or really good at just kind of figuring out your plan of attack. So that's one of your best traits. And then with the fire ant as well, I sense that you sense, um, yeah, I see that you are a very community driven person. You have a very strong sense of community. You might have a very large and strong social circle, but also you're someone that's very disciplined and hardworking. So you're very committed. You're very kind of, you like to do things by the book. You're very structured as well. And you're someone that likes to contribute to the greater good of the community. So you are a team worker. You're very good at working with other people and communicating with other people as well, because with all this air energy, air also rules communication. So I'm sensing that I need to stop saying I'm sensing. It feels so weird to say that. I'm seeing that you are very good at communicating with people. And you are also very creative. So the firefly card talks about someone that has these bursts of creative energy, someone who has a kind of spark, like a light bulb moment, and they're like, we should do this. So that kind of ties in with the whole planning thing as well, even though the firefly is kind of more a spontaneous and very short-lived energy. So the Firefly card talks about someone that doesn't necessarily follow through on their plans or their ideas. So they have like a quick burst of energy and then it's quickly kind of dropped or just evaporates. It's just dead, it's gone. But I'm seeing that with your planning energy from the crocodile and the fire ant, you're very, very capable of kind of following through on the ideas that you have, and you like to plan it out meticulously. So you have a great attention to details. So you have a Hawkeye, basically. But with the fire ant, I'm also sensing that you could get easily burdened. Maybe that's why you need to take a step back and really plan things and see what you're dedicating your energy to and whether it's worth it and whether it will pay off. But I'm seeing that you are someone that is also very good at allocating their time and resources to different opportunities as well. Because with the Ace of Pentacles, so the Ace of Pentacles basically talks about prosperity and abundance and opportunities, new beginnings, which the Firefly also represents new beginnings. But I think you're someone that has a lot of opportunities available to them. They have a lot going for them. They attract a lot of abundance to them. So that also might be why you're the kind of person that really needs to take a step back and see everything for what it is and make the best decision for you, because you are someone that puts in a lot of time and effort and focus into whatever it is that you choose to pursue. And going back with the fire and energy and the Three of Cups energy, the connection I'm seeing here is that, again, it's speaking about community. So you might be a very good friend, a very valued friend. People admire and really respect your friendship, and recognize how valuable it is to them. You're someone that uplifts people. You're someone that shows people their positive attributes. So even though this reading is about your best traits, you're someone that is able to highlight the best traits of others that they care about and really uplift them, like how they're raising their glasses. So you're someone who cheers on other people's successes and someone that brings success to the table. The Three of Cups talks about kind of celebration. So you're very good at maybe just having a good time and showing people how to kick back and relax and just really uplifting your community or your social network, the people that you care about. The one thing that I do want to say though, like, none of the other readings have had any overly negative traits, and I wouldn't say that this is a negative trait either, but more just a warning. So, like I said, with the crocodile energy, you might be someone that, yes, you are a planner and you do need to take a step back, but with all this kind of like the Hanged Woman, the Eight of Swords, and the Nine of Swords, you have a lot of mental chatter. Maybe because you're so sometimes overwhelmed by the opportunities that you have or the opportunities that you want to create for yourself, you kind of forget your own capability, if that makes sense. Okay, let me explain that a little more. So you tend to be in your head about a lot of things. So you have an abundance of opportunities coming towards you in whatever aspect, whatever, part of your life you want them to be in. But you do tend to be very in your head to the point that it might be giving you anxiety. You might feel trapped and you might feel like your thoughts are literally attacking you. And what these cards, I feel, are trying to say is that with the Eight of Swords, specifically the meaning, the kind of explanation that's given for this card in the Neo Tarot deck, which I love because it always turns a negative card into a more positive takeaway. So what this card talks about is this woman, she's not really trapped, she's not really tied up, she's not really blinded. All she has to do is kind of unwrap herself from her own hair and just remove her hair from her eyes. So basically, the symbolism of this is meant to speak to the idea that you are the only one holding yourself back. All this mental chatter, your own hair is the thing that's binding you. You are the only thing that's ever going to get in your way. You have all this potential and all this capability, creativity. You have discipline, you have the focus needed to get where you want to go or to fulfill your ambitions, your desires. You just need to get out of your own way and believe in yourself. And instead of just always focusing on uplifting others and being a positive beacon of light for other people, you need to be that for yourself. You need to take that power back and stop feeling as though your situation is hopeless or that you can't achieve what you want to achieve. You absolutely can. You've got all these great things going for you here. And I'm not saying that you have to get out of this slow moving energy. I feel like you are more of a slow mover when it comes to things that you want. You really, really like to sit back, plan things out, and then act on it in a very structured way. But just make sure that you don't get in your own way by means of trying to plan out every little detail. So I think with the Firefly, it's talking about you just need to let loose a little bit and just kind of believe in yourself, trust in yourself. You have abundance coming to you. You have, success and celebration coming to you. You just need to let yourself embrace that energy and that that prospect of your life. With the Hanged Woman as well, I think another thing that I will say that I'm already repeating what I've said, but with the Hawk and the Hanged Woman, I think you're someone that, again, needs a sense of control and has to have clarity. So I'm guessing like you might be the organized friend in your friendship group, and that is a really good trait to have. I wish I had it. I really struggle with that, and it screws up like every aspect of my life. So organization is such an underestimated trait, and if that is one of your strengths, then congratulations, because that's amazing. But the Hanged Woman, it's just kind of talking about how you really like to weigh up your options. I think I've already said that, but that's why you're so in your head all the time. You like to withdraw into yourself. The crocodile energy is also someone that likes to kind of withdraw into themselves, just kind of recuperate their energy, make sure they have the skill set or develop the skill set or just develop the kind of mental, emotional strength to go out and get what they want. So that's a really positive thing about you, that you know when to step back and how to kind of go about getting what you want, basically. um and with the hawk spirit as well, I'm also seeing that you're a very good communicator, because the hawk is also seen as this kind of deliverer of messages. So you might be very good at talking to people. Like I said, I do get that you might be a social person, which is really great. You might be very good at kind of initiating conversations with people and making them feel kind of celebrated, and uplifted. So even though you may not be as optimistic about yourself and your own efforts, you should be. Your own efforts, your own attributes, you should be. Because, yeah, these are amazing traits to have. And I honestly, I'm not lying, I would kill to have like an ounce of organization. Like, I struggle with it so bad and I just can't do it. Like, I bought a planner, like, yeah, I'm doing this reading at like 4 a.m. in the morning, so I think that says enough. But yeah, that's your reading, and if it resonated with you, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to comment to let me know if it did. And I hope you have a wonderful day.